think a good student is someone who works hard in their lessons and does their hardest to complete their work to get their grades for their GCSEs or just to impress their teacher or something.
I think what makes a good teacher is a teacher that is humorous and can interact with their students, but is very serious about their learning and make sure they get the grades that they need.
So, Timmy, what makes a good teacher?
Well, a teacher has to enforce. They have to also be entertaining. X-ray vision does help, but generally be aware and active to walk around the classroom, make sure people are on their phones.
So what makes a good student?
What makes a good student? They have to listen to the teacher, but also challenge them,
What makes a good student?
Someone who will listen to everything, someone who could possibly write very quickly to take down notes and stuff.
I think a good teacher is someone who listens and is good with students. Also, I think a good teacher would be a person who serves well discipline and knows how to correctly discipline a child. A good student would be someone who listens and is well behaved and doesn't ruin people's learning.
Alright, what makes a good student? A good student is always on time and hands his homework on time and always does the things the first time. What makes a good teacher? A teacher is to encourage their students and is well with kids. Thank you.
What makes a good teacher? I believe one that can control the class and get respect from the students very well, and one that also is slightly entertaining to make it much lighter in lesson. And what makes a good student is one who comes in on time, does the work, doesn't argue, one that actually will ask for help as well, and not just sit there and not do anything and complain.
Okay, so in my opinion, a good teacher would be someone that is caring, they have lots of energy, they can relate to students well. They would also put in lots of extra work with the students if they're falling behind, or even if they're really good with the work, they can show them how to improve it no matter what. But I'd say a good student would be someone that would be all the same as the teacher in the fact that they have lots of energy to do the work, but they would also be turning up on time with extra work, doing the work at home, but also being able to help out other people as well as do the work themselves.
A good teacher is a teacher who's always patient and caring to the students. No matter how much difficult their students find something, they're always there willing to help. What makes a good student is someone who's willing to learn, someone who always asks for help, someone who always gives help to other students so they can also learn.
What makes a good teacher is a teacher who is fun, nice to the students, not strict but firm. What makes a good student is someone who listens to the teacher, always does their homework on time and never talks when the teacher is talking.
In order to make a good teacher, they need to be on time, they've got to be helpful with the work, and they have to mark their students' work on time. In order to make a good student, they have to be motivated, punctual to lessons, and they just have to get their work done.
I think what makes a good teacher is a teacher that sort of inspires you and motivates you to actually want to be in the lesson and enjoy it. It makes you enjoy what you're learning. I think what makes a good distinction student is obviously independent learning, because you have to be able to do things by yourself and obviously get feedback and actually do what you've been asked to do and look through your booklet and actually do the work before the teacher has actually told you, so you know what you're doing in your subject.
To make a good teacher, they need to mark the work, because there's no point doing work and then it not getting marked. You need to know how to improve, and also they need to be able to talk to the class in a way they understand, and enjoyment for the class as well.
I think a good teacher is when they're enthusiastic and they help you if you get stuck, or if you have trouble with something like homework, they can help you understand it. think a good student is when they're hardworking and they listen to what the teacher says and gets on with the work and tries not to be distracted, or just does it and does the homework perfect.
Well, people who concentrate and they listen to the teacher when they're, instead of being distracted by other people, and they won't distract the other other people in their class.
Well, what makes the teacher special? Well, I think the teachers are very kind. They help us in everything that we need. They are very intelligent and they help us with our homework and they're very kind.
I think a good student needs to be attentive. They need to be really interested in their learning. I think they really need to enjoy their subjects. So if you're choosing your options, you shouldn't choose a subject that you don't want to do. Although I do think you should choose subjects that you think you'll need later in life. For a good teacher, I think they need to respect the student. I think they need to allow students to concentrate in different ways. A good teacher actually needs to pay attention to when a student gives them a piece of work, and they need to give them feedback which is appropriate to the way the student learns. I think they really need to push forward on the green pen policy, and I think they really need to acknowledge that when we do use it.
I joined this year and I'm in year 7 and I really like this school because there's lots of different lessons. I was going to do dance really nice and it's fun going to lessons. 2 hours.
Go on. So you drag that one onto the screen. He's beating you, quick! Yes, a race now.
I
Down,
like
left,
it
right.
yellow.
Right. Have a bite to fill it.
No, I'm started singing happy.
There we go. It is a happy colour, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who makes it?
Scones.
Good.
Just plain normal.
Normal.
Got 2 minutes left of that.
Know what happiness is to you, because I'm happy that alone give you.
At the moment, let's make scones, and then we're going to make cheese scones.
Bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine.
There are only 16 ways, and we've already found 14 of them on the board. So you make yourself a shape, and if it's not on the board, pop up the board. Yeah?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Without a roof, because I'm